What's poppin', everybody? This is the cartoon kid Ray Rawlins, and I'm joined by Alex Payne. Today, we're reviewing a recently released episode of SpongeBob SquarePants from season 12, episode 14, called A Cabin in the Kelp. Now, as usual, before we get into the episode and talk about all our favorite moments and reviews and whatnot, Mr. Alex Payne, give us an episode breakdown for Cabin in the Kelp.
Well, this episode is about the gal pals inducting their new gal pal, I guess, Pearl. And the gal pals consist of Mrs. Puff, Sandy, and Karen. The computer wife, because there's like a lot of Karens in the story, apparently. But anyway, so they take Pearl out to a cabin in the kelp, and being convinced that they're going to try to haze her, she brings SpongeBob along to try to scare them. And he's hiding in her backpack in the trailer, which eventually gets loose. So SpongeBob gets lost in the kelp forest, and, they eventually tell Pearl about their past member who supposedly went crazy and might come back for revenge. And yeah, that's pretty much what the episode is about.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, first impressions. What are your thoughts? First impressions.
Um,
Once you seen this episode, after you got done watching it, or when you were watching it, like what were you thinking about? Because look, you know what? I'll go first. One thing, I get that this is a child's cartoon. I get it. It's meant for kids. But my thing is like, you know what? When the Mrs. Puff and all of them decide, like, when they finally find out it's SpongeBob who is trying to scare them and whatnot, because they think it's their crazy girlfriend in that group, but they think Pearl tells them, no, it's SpongeBob. Like, okay, so we're gonna scare him. So they're gonna get behind trees and do a whole jump scare thing, just hop out and holler at him. I'm like, yeah. I mean, like I said, I get it as a kid's cartoon, but the jokes here are very stupid. I mean, it doesn't take too. It's not creative, is what I'm saying. But go ahead. What are your first impressions?
I guess I'd say my first impression is SpongeBob character was pretty on point in this episode in
You
terms of
think
what he
so?
used to be. Yeah, like he wasn't ungodly stupid. He was a little childish, but I wouldn't say he was much more childish than some moments in the first couple seasons. Well, maybe a little bit, but yeah, I would say his character, like, he wasn't ungodly stupid like he would be in other episodes.
I can agree, but I also do want to
Like,
mention
he
the part.
actually was in full control the whole time. He knew what he was doing. He knew where he had
Yeah,
to go. He knew, oh, is there any landmarks I could look for? He knew all of this shit. It just wasn't like some brainless idiot.
right. It did kind of feel a little bit stupid, like how he's like, oh yeah, I'm gonna follow the trees. Oh well, there's trees everywhere, bud. So what you gonna do? But eventually he did end up finding them, which led to the whole climax of the story. I guess this is a good part where we can go into like the favorite moments, unless you had anything to put on uh on display here.
Um, to go into the moments, I would say the main moment that really got me is, I really want to say there's something other than this, but I can't remember what it was. But the main thing that kind of killed me every time was when friggin' they was riding around in a boat, and then they friggin' had to stop for this big ass snail across the street for no, like, this big ass gangster manly looking snail had to cross the street. Like, that was just so random and weird. It was hilarious to me.
Listen, the French would love to have that thing on their plate, straight up. One thing I hate to, which I guess could go into the first impressions or whatnot, that like the whole sing along bullshit that they do. SpongeBob especially is known for this, to have the little songs and whatnot. Like I keep saying plankton, or keep thinking plankton rather, but Karen and all of them, they're driving to their destination. They start singing like how they're the gal pals, doing the whole little dance routine and whatnot. It's kind of, I mean, granted it's a cartoon, of course you're gonna have theatrics like that, but that's one thing I just never liked about cartoons. Especially that. Even when Family Guy does it or The Simpsons does it, it's like, eh. Who cares? I don't care much for those theatrics. I will say this though. Once they're like explaining the whole, do you even remember what the girl's name was?
Something weird.
It was like something giblets or what? I
Yeah.
can't gibbets. But
I think
anyway,
it's
they were
um
um they were explaining the whole backstory of her, and then you hear like this rustling, and they give Pearl this pendant when they decide to get her back into they decide to induct her into their little group, and they're like, "Yo, that pendant that you're wearing, yeah, that belongs to her." So she takes off the pendant and just tosses it on the ground, and you see this big old hand just comes and picks it up. I'm like, ooh, yeah, they finna be in the one hell of a treat. But I will tell you this: once they think it's SpongeBob, they jump out of the trees and do their whole little scare prank. You see this big ass thing just rushing towards. I'm like, oh shit! I didn't know it was that. I didn't know that was her. I didn't even know what that was at first, but all I know is that thing was giant. You see that big ass mouth just charging towards it. Like that, I gotta say, jump scares like that always give me the heebie-jeebies. I'm not even lying to you.
the heebie-jeebies.
The heebie-jeebies.
Man, I just bought me a new pair. Heebie-jeebies.
But obviously, they all get caught up with SpongeBob. SpongeBob basically just runs in, tries to, see them and whatnot, and he ends up getting locked in the house with the chick. And basically, he starts hollering, and they're like, "Oh, we gotta go save SpongeBob!" So what happens is they go in there, try to save him, and he's just being nice, whatnot, to the crazy girl.
Yeah, she was a
So
traveling sales lady or some shit like that.
pretty much,
A
pretty
door-to-door
much,
saleswoman.
right. So, and they basically all run off and whatnot. Why did SpongeBob end up running? Because I know they ran because they were scared of her,
No, they
but
ran
I don't
because
know.
the actual gal came back, even
Yeah,
though she
yeah,
wanted to follow. But SpongeBob was I think he was just chasing them. He chased them to be like, you'll be lost without this peanut.
that was weird too. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Talking to Peanuts and shit, that definitely felt like season 4 SpongeBob. Season 4 not like season 2 SpongeBob, but I say season 4 because I just remember that episode where he fell in love with the Krabby Patty. I'm like, okay, yeah, this is kind of weird here, but it's a
But
kids cartoon.
I would say you could compare that to kind of like Bubble Buddy in a way. Like that,
Ah,
I would say him talking
yeah,
to the peanut in this episode
right,
felt
right, right,
Bubble Buddy-ish, not so much like creepy stalker Patty-ish.
right. Okay, yeah, and I'll even agree with you on that. I'll definitely agree with you on that one. Great comparison. But I just still kind of, I felt kind of like, yo,
And plus, it wasn't
okay,
overdone either. Like they just made a
right.
couple, two or three references to it, and that's it. It wasn't like a mainstay in the entire thing.
Did you notice when like when he got a call from Pearl, he pulled out this big ass like pink house phone, like landline phone out of his pocket. Um, it's crazy because like it's 2019, and I feel like I'm noticing this more as I go on to watch these cartoons and do these reviews. It's like, yo, are these people not up with technology? What's going on? Like, um,
I think you're
we're
thinking about it way too much. I don't think you should be
no,
caring
I
about what
no,
technology they have in
obviously
a cartoon.
Obviously, no, but you see the fucking landline phone. That's just the one thing that stuck out to me. That's the main
You
thing.
millennial.
That well, shit, you're the same
How
age as me,
dare
but
they have
anyway,
how dare they have a landline?
it just seems so weird, man. I haven't had one in fucking a decade. But do you have any more favorite moments?
Nah, the snail was pretty much it for me.
Man, you seem like you're pretty down on this episode.
Well, what are your moments?
I just mentioned them. That's what I spent all this time talking about.
Yeah,
I,
and I
I will
said my
say this.
moment too.
I will say this though. To see that big ass monster thingy in the middle of the episode, then to go see who the woman really was, it's just like, oh man, she seems like a nice person. Why are they so scared of her? And she basically forgave him for everything that went on because they had basically end up having a big ass brawl. and that's how she got disassociated from the gal pals. Um, oh, that's another thing I wanted to point out. I remember you saying something about Karen always having a face on her screen, and
Yeah, I
they
know. I
stopped
was gonna
using the
mention that
line.
too.
Yup,
They
yup.
used the
I
line,
saw.
but they still show her face in certain moments. So, like they show a face on them a lot more often.
Right, I didn't notice. I really didn't notice it in that much in this episode.
They did
Probably
it
like maybe
mostly.
once.
They did it mostly when like she was doing the song with them and shit.
Yeah, to show emotion. To show
Yeah.
emotion, I would assume so. But other than that, honestly, that's all I have for my moments. And you basically said you have no more. So let's get on to the review. What are your thoughts of this episode?
I thought it was alright. I feel like this episode is an episode that is good but not good for me. Like I feel
Right.
like a
Okay.
certain type of audience would enjoy this episode more than me.
I would agree. I would agree too. Like, if you ask me, I say it's probably like a good maybe 6.5. I say it's average, honestly. It's not nothing too up there. It's nowhere near like old school SpongeBob level, but obviously it's not nowhere near bad level in my opinion. It's not enough for me to say, man, I'll never watch this episode again, or oh, if this comes on the TV, I'm changing the channel, like, because I love me some SpongeBob. So I will say this: it was a decent episode, not the best, but it definitely wasn't the worst. Like, every time I see a new episode of SpongeBob, I immediately compare it to the breaking episode where he has to take a 5 minute break, which was complete garbage. Nothing went on in that episode, but I will tell you in this episode, you see that uh, Sandy, Pearl, Mrs. Puff, they hang out, and Karen too. They all hang out. They go on these little trips every once in a while. So you get to learn more about the characters and that they're really good friends. So like I said, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. So I'm gonna give it a nice 6.5. Story development was all right. I mean, it came up out of nowhere. You never would have thought this in a million years. Like, oh, these characters hang out. Oh shit. But within the little time limit that they had, they basically show that they go on the trips and they hang out and shit. So overall, like I said, it had a nice story. Um, the whole little thing where you see the little monster in the middle of the episode, thinking that it's gonna be this girl. Um, and then it comes to show that she's this like helpless looking nice woman at the end, and she basically forgives him for everything that's went on. Like, that's a nice swerve, nice swerve. Predictable though for a cartoon, but it's nice swerve nonetheless. Good to get kids. This episode, like you said, it's not for me, and it's definitely not for you, as you stated. So I'm gonna give this a nice 6.5. This is definitely an episode that'll be enjoyed by kids. That's for sure. For me, not much.
I wouldn't even say necessarily the kids is the. I feel like I don't really want to say it's for girls either, but I don't know. It's just I just
I
feel
say
like I
it's,
just get
you know what?
the.
I say it's for girl. I say it's for girls more than like kids as a whole.
I just get the impression that like someone else would enjoy this episode more than me. Because some episodes you get, oh, this is bad or whatever. Like I could see how a certain group, even though I'm not exactly sure what it is, I could see how a certain group of people would enjoy this episode.
Right.
But
You're right. You're right.
but
It's just
I
not
give
for
it
us.
I think I give it like a 6. I thought it was pretty decent, but just not
Okay.
for me.
All right.
I
Well,
could see someone else giving this one like as high as a 7.5, but like you
for
said, for
real? You
me,
really
yeah,
think so?
yeah,
I
but
don't
for
think so.
me, I
Maybe
don't think so.
maybe old school Ray Rawlins with that classic rating. I probably would have given it that back in like
Gave in
2 weeks
that's some
ago.
serious English there. I would have
Well,
given in it.
well, you shouldn't be talking about no English in the English language. Man, this is a
Hey,
YouTube channel, man. I ain't trying to be professional out here.
I speak with a dialect, so even when I speak incorrectly, I'm technically speaking correctly because it's in the parameters of my
Listen,
language.
listen. Would you like me to put my white voice on?
You can put your white voice on if you prefer to.
Hell nah. But we wasted enough of y'all time, man. If y'all like what we did, drop a like, hit that subscribe button. And if you want to, man, put your comments down in the comment section below, man. Tell us what you think of this episode. If you liked it, let
And
us
put
know.
your
If you didn't
condoms
like it,
down there too.
no, don't do that, please. But let us know how you feel about the episode. If you want us to review any episode of SpongeBob or anything different, doesn't matter if it's new episodes, old episodes, or different series in general, man. Just put that shit in the comment section below, man.
Send us your mama's nudes. We can review those too.
Okay, not Ray Rawlins. Um, this is the motherfucking cartoon kid Ray Rawlins, and I'm joined by my weird ass, I guess you can call him friend, Mr. Alex Payne. This is the channel where we
I'm your
talk
body,
cartoons
man.
and we do it daily. We will see ya when we see ya. Peace.